Hey, what's up, guys? Nick Major here with Idobi Radio, about to hop on a video call with my buddy Davey. He is frontman of the band Trove, formerly of Vanna. That's where I first met him back when he was on Warped Tour with that band. I want to chat with him about the band Trove's new album, World, what he has been up to in quarantine, and whatever else we can just get caught up on. We haven't talked in a minute, so stick around, stay tuned, and let's give Davey a call. What is up, Davey? Dude, I haven't talked to you in so long, and I don't even know if I've seen you since like Warped Tour 2016. So how are you?
I'm good, man. Yeah, it's been too long, if you ask me, which is what I've been saying to a lot of people. It's been too long since I've seen a lot of people. But yeah, probably since Vanna was on Warped Tour 16 with you, and we, I think that your insanity and my love for insanity met and formed a beautiful relationship. So yeah, and I've been good, man. How has the last 4 to 5 years been? We had some ups, we had some downs, but we are doing good. I feel like everybody has had a few of those at least this year, for sure. But we're holding on. We're doing good. I've bought my whole entire house looks like a jungle because I bought in plants over this last year. So
the plants got you. You're not alone with that. I know a lot of people who have succumbed to the plant life now.
I'm selling them now. Now I'm even wholesaling and selling them.
It's your new career. My God.
It's a source of income. So, I mean, I've always loved plants, always been a plant guy, but especially being home a lot more, less being away, you can be more attentive to those green children. So yeah, my whole house is overrun, and my partner is just happy that she doesn't have to be the one to water them. That's on me.
Nice.
That's my job.
You're taking care of all the work. You've really found a love for these plants. But
yeah, dude, I really did.
So since I last saw you, which is crazy how long it's been, Vanna kind of ended its life cycle. You started Trove since then, and you've been putting out awesome music. I've been following it since it started, since I've been following you since the Vanna days, and it's been awesome to hear you start this new project. You guys dropped a full-length album last year, and how has this project been for you, Trove? And it's been around now since 2017, and I can't believe we haven't talked about it yet.
Hit by lightning, shocked by truth. It doesn't matter what I ever tried to do.
Yeah, so when we first started right after Vanna, I kind of just like wanted it to be the opposite of whatever I was doing at the time. Not to say that Vanna wasn't like enjoyable or amazing, because it was. We had an amazing career. I got to spend 10 awesome years with that band. When I started Trove, I started with just some homies from the East Coast, and it was really just like something to just continue like pouring myself into music. And then I moved over to the West Coast, over to Oregon, a couple years ago, and started to kind of wanted to do some touring and some things with it. So I got a couple new members over here. One dude, Anthony. So Anthony was in To the Wind. He's also in No Bragging Rights. He, basically has been there since Trove began, and we kind of breathed some new life into it. When I got over here, he's only a few hours away from me up in Seattle, and it's just been something that I like was a much needed thing, and I've kind of had a new relationship with music because of Trove, and we're just having fun with it. There's no rules, there's no things that we have to solely fit into. Joining Vanna, 3 years into the band, being a full-time touring band, you're fitting into what it already is, as well as making it your own. But with Trove, we kind of just started over from the beginning and made up whatever we wanted to. So it's been pretty amazing. And it's been an amazing time to be in a band with guys that I actually like live around too. The band of guys, we were kind of all sort of spread out, that we didn't get to chill a lot. So this has been good to have like friendship and music hand in hand with this project. So, and it's been fun, and it's just the same kind of spirit, that I've always sort of had with bands, just a little bit older, a little bit wiser, less broke. And we definitely, we do things when it makes sense and take opportunities when it makes sense, which is kind of why we haven't, we've had a couple tours under our belts, a couple of good festivals, but we've just been kind of like picking and choosing what like we'd really like to be a part of, which has been cool. And we dropped the full length at the end of last year. It kind of was delayed. I'm sure everybody's projects have been delayed by COVID and whatnot and quarantine. And we got to make some cool art. We had to redo videos. Everything got canceled. We had to redo it. And so we ended up doing it ourselves. We, filmed it with our team and controlling all the visuals and all the stuff and all the, recordings. We went away to a beach house and Washington to like create and record there and come back and record them. So this has been like I'm very proud of my guys for the amount of work and stuff they put into it. And we released it, and we've been slowly like releasing videos and small pieces of content, and just to kind of stretch out some more time. We're going to have another single coming out off the record with a new video soon, as well as like acoustic stuff. And we're just trying to like have fun and team up with people. We're actively working on like video game soundtrack stuff. We're definitely going to be this year, like being like on like a lot of Twitch streamers, like shows. Twitch has blown up so much. And I kind of think like, though quarantine has been tough for everybody, I think it's been an opportunity for lots of things to then thrive. And your show, the online community that we can still have has been pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to doing more Trove related things with more of my friends. You know what I mean?
It's awesome that to hear with this project you really took, and you and all the guys, kind of your experience of being touring musicians for years and years, and you know what works and what doesn't, so you've really been able to put all the good together. And 2020 was a tough year for everyone. I was going to ask how this affected your release plan. So was World, which dropped on, did the latest album, did it drop on Christmas Day? Is that right?
Yeah, we the day after Christmas.
Okay,
26th.
What a good Christmas present. Yeah. But so it was supposed to come out earlier, but it got delayed. This wasn't something that you recorded, like because you had all the time off in quarantine, or what was the creation process like for this album?
So going into it, like moving over to the West Coast and kind of reforming the band and the unit and what our vision of things were going to be, we kind of like hit the ground running. And in like May of 2019, we, had this game plan of what we wanted to do, a label that was going to release it, a couple tours that we're going to be able to pop onto. So we recorded the record, and we have had it since like in its like kind of form, like its bones form, since 2019.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we've had this like music, right?
Yeah.
And then 2020 hit. Obviously, releases got pushed back. I think all of us had kind of had been dealing with one, like, a personal emergency or trauma in our lives. Like each one of the band, like, whether it was a house thing or a family thing. And then we came to like put the record together. And man, it was crazy. The songs had different meaning to us. It felt like we made something and then we were almost like bored of it, that like making the plans, like we didn't really listen to it. And then when things started to come back, I started listening to the record again, and I'm like, damn, this record's sick. Like, wow, I needed this right now. Like we were texting each other, like, are these songs like hitting differently? You know what I mean? It was this whole new wave of emotion, which like gave it that like new life to it, which had been great. So then we kind of made a plan to release it, and we were talking about it, and I was like, no one's been sitting around doing shit all day, every day. Anyways, what's a day that people definitely sit around and don't do shit? And we're like, day after Christmas. And we kind of was open for release. We just kind of wanted to give ourselves a Christmas present more than anything else, of like actually having this record out and to see these videos that we worked so hard on, and, the message behind everything to like actually just finally come out. It was just sick to like see our shit come out. We did a quarantine video, which was really cool. One of the videos for a song called Kingdom of Mud. You go in the video, it's just all of us playing in our bedrooms with our partners and our cats and our dogs and our people in the video. And then we had this great guy at Stay Golden edit it for us, and it came out to be like a weird, cool kaleidoscope of just stuff we've been doing since we've been in quarantine. So that was cool. But we didn't have plans of anything after this. So quarantine came, and we have pretty much another full length ready to rock. We have a cover that we're going to release pretty soon, which is a super awesome cover by a great band that fits in our world. And we have a couple more visuals. And now that we've had more time, I've since, quarantine have, changed even careers for me. So I'm doing a lot in photo and video now. So I'm just directing all of our videos, and it's a really new and cool creative outlet for me to be able to not just do stuff for other people, but our own vision is really cool to be a part of. So quarantine has just afforded us time to do more stuff and write more songs and get ready for the future. So we have the next year of music and visuals and everything like ready to go, which has been pretty cool. I mean, definitely at first, I think all of us were like buying several pairs of sweatpants and drinking far too much alcohol and playing Call of Duty. That's
I
what
was
we were
right
doing
there
at
with
first.
you.
Yeah, dude, I feel like everyone had their like, I'm gonna buy sweatpants, like nice ones, because I want to feel good. And then like, I don't normally drink, but tonight I'm gonna. And then I got like a PlayStation and like just kind of went down that road for a while. But no, it's nice. It's nice to be able to get back together with you guys and start creating more. So yeah, we have so much goddamn things like locked and loaded, ready to go.
That's good. And that's dope that you're able to take kind of your other passion of video and photo and kind of combine it with your music stuff, because that just really lets you double up on multiple things that you love. And you also had a music video for Becoming Memories.
The music videos for Becoming Memories and Nightmare Enemy are sort of, it's a storyline video, and it's sort of like Nightmare Enemy came out first, and then Becoming Memories came out like the next day. We did them back to back.
That's right. Yeah.
And you can watch them this way, and you can watch them this way. It's sort of an Ouroboros of a story. Yeah, we just came up with this, like, I wanted to drop, I love A24 movies.
Oh, me too.
A lot,
I love
because
them.
a lot of times they're like dropping you into like a day or a week or a month in someone's like life, and you just have anxiety the whole time about what's going on. So I just wanted to drop like us into a storyline, have no explanation of anything of going on, and just living in that story. And we had to do it like socially distanced. This is like probably the beginning of quarantine. So Tron and I had both gotten tested in the band, and this is when like testing costs money, and it like really wasn't like a thing. And him, me, my partner, and his partner, Allie, who does a lot of our photo and content and video content for us, we just went out and filmed it. And it's just the two of us. And then Jeff, our bass player, also helped with like logistics, but it's just the two of us in a car with our partners helping out. And yeah, both videos are my storyline with me and Allie's visuals come to light. And Becoming Memories is my favorite song on the entire record. It's funny.
That's my high five to you, because I love that song. Yeah, so there we go.
Yes. I love when favorites are favorites of everybody's.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. And that seems to be Becoming Memories is a common denominator with a lot of people. Yeah, I love that song. And it's funny because when we like were doing it, that was my throwaway song on the record. I was like, I'm not going to write to this yet. I'm like, we probably won't even write to it. And then when it got down to the radio, the studio, they switched something like a part. They switched like what was the chorus, like whatever. It switched, and like all of a sudden this song came out, and then like I like looked at Tron and I was like, "Damn it, that's the best one." And he was like, "I knew it, And I was like, I was fully prepared to never even record that song, because I'm like, oh, you know how every record, it's like every record has throwaway tracks, and I'm sorry if like people want to say every record's like song's important. It is, but like, are you listening to track like 8 and 9? Are you? Because you're listening to 10, because at the end of the record it starts over again. Are you listening to track 8 and 9? So like, whenever we made like a rule, like let's never write track 8 and 9. Let's never write those. Let's like write everything, and if it happens to be in the spot of 8 and 9, then cool. But this was my like 8 and 9. I was like, this song's never making the record, and then just changed, and now it's my favorite song on the entire record. Yeah, I don't know. The song makes me feel a way, and it has so much more. It has so much more like emphasis and importance to me now. So, and people agree. There's like a couple of Becoming Memory tattoos already, which is
nice.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, definitely funny that song kind of came to be like the front runner for me on the record.
Mm-hmm. And that's great. It gave you kind of a chance to explore your filmmaking side. And in regards to that, if we're talking about filmmaking, I love filmmaking. I myself am a bit of one. And would you ever see yourself trying to branch out and do more of the not music video, but actual either short film or feature film? Like, would you ever want to try to dabble in that stuff in the future?
I have such like an itch to do it.
Yeah.
And I know, I feel like you are like come from like this like kind of like sketch comedy sort of world and what you film and like
yeah, of course.
That's where I got started, man, is all that kind of I like a Jackass style show in high school. Like I've always done photo and video stuff. It just now I've had like so much time to invest in it, and my current like career trajectory is like working with that right now. I have such an itch. I have 2 really solid, cool like little screenplays that I wrote, and we're going to shoot them. The cool thing about Oregon, I mean, I'm sure you've been to Portland before. The thing about Oregon is like it has like obviously this like cities, but then it has like you can drive for 45 minutes and you're like in the high desert, and another 45 minutes and you're in dense forest. So you can write several different like, you know, styles of movies and locations of movies in Oregon. So there's like lots of the screenplays are definitely like creepy and like eerie and dark and weird, and Oregon kind of reflects that. So yes, the answer to that is yeah, I'm really looking forward to start doing that. I'm starting to link with other creatives here, as you know, making content and making, you know, any sort of film or that kind of stuff takes money and time. So, you know, I've been recently just like extending out to my creative field around as people get like they get their shots or whatever, and we progress, we can start working together more. So I've had a couple of meetings, and we're definitely going to take, you know, a couple approaches through music videos to kind of get like the feet wet on stuff, which we've already done a couple of them. And now I'm shooting another one in a week. And then it's time for like, maybe like a 20-minute video. I also have an idea for the next solo record that I'm doing. I'll probably end up making not a feature film, not a complete one, but like maybe like a 45-minute film, and have all of the songs be throughout the film as like music videos. You know what I mean? So it'll be a sad musical for everybody to sing along to.
Would there be like dialogue between the songs or anything, do you think?
Yeah, for sure. So there would be complete scenes, and then we'd get to a place and there would be like these natural occurrences. We had it for a music video idea, and then we had to kibosh the video for a little while because of COVID, and then it turned into, what if we did it for every single song, and what if we did it like, you know, like a movie? And I think that like Vanna did that a while ago, but it's like it wasn't done like, you know, it was like kind of like a silent film with music playing the entire time. It wasn't like dialogue through the stuff, so it was hard. It had to be like exactly the length of the record. If you do a little dialogue, it's like I want to make like you know, like essentially like 5 like Puff Daddy music videos. Remember when like Puff Daddy and Big, it was the big theatrics, and it was like and then it broke in the middle, and I love that stuff. And growing up on that, they were just small films. They were just making small films with huge budgets, you know. I'd like to like do that. I love to storytell, obviously. So like that's what I'd love to do, is like tell a complete story with a record and have all the visuals just be the visuals.
No, and now it's so wild because like we have the ability to buy ourselves like the gear to put high quality stuff together. At least like we're back in the day when you'd watch those videos, it was like you needed a team for that, and now if you really want to pursue that, you can really do that yourself. If you're ever in the LA area, I'd love to collab sometime, because although I do a lot of comedy stuff, I love horror, I love drama, and I love creative minds in regards to film. So we got to stay in touch about that, because
we need to link about that for sure.
Yeah. And this Sunday I'm proud, because you've seen a lot of my dumb cell phone videos that I film, I'm sure, like
which I love,
and they're fun. They've been giving me something fun to do in quarantine. But I'm finally on Sunday filming my first proper professional skit in like a long time, so I'm excited for that.
Well, you were doing skits when I met you. You were doing full out skits with like teams and like that whole thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what I really liked about the stuff that you did. So I'm excited you're getting back to that. But like now we can link on it. And that's the cool thing too, is like, I know so many photographers and videographers who, by the way, every single photographer and videographer that has helped me out recently are like all from touring. They've all been like, dude, I've seen the stuff you've been doing. This is awesome. You're doing this. And it's like, of course, now that we're not touring, I'm trying to like be picking up a camera more often and like learning how to play guitar now that I'm not full-time touring in a band. Like I should have been doing this years ago. But I'm glad I'm getting the chance to now. So it's always fun to then go back and link with homies that I met them one way, but now I get to be like creative with them and stuff. So yes, me and you are going to make a movie.
Yes. And I look forward to it. I also know that before quarantine hit, you were traveling around to a lot of schools and talking with a lot of people. I was seeing you just going around all the time. And was this for Hope for the Day stuff? Is that what this was for?
Yeah. So, I mean, Hope for the Day, when they like started with their inception of everything, you know, Johnny was one of the first people to push me to share my story.
My name is Johnny Boucher. I'm the brainchild behind Sip of Hope Coffee Bar. Sip of Hope is the world's first coffee shop where 100% of the proceeds support proactive suicide prevention and mental health education.
They talk about mental health. He was like, we're doing this thing called Music Saved My Life, where we're going to have musicians talk about, you know, and it was one of their first like ventures out into the world of musicians talking about how music saved their life. And I was like, dude, that's a good idea. Like, that's so smart. I love that idea. It'll relate to kids like no other. And then I walked into the venue the next day and he had everything set up and he's like, are you ready? And I was like, oh, me? And, since then it's come in waves of, like I did it, when I was going in like, doing it at like AA meetings and SA meetings, NA meetings, and kind of just talking about, though my struggle might not be the same as like, an addicted person, or like, a homeless person, still reaching out and sharing your story with someone. Like it's something powerful behind that notion. So yeah, for years I was traveling around with schools representing Hope for the Day, raising money for Hope for the Day, raising money for mental health education, because that's the biggest part of it is, going to a school, going to a place, going to anywhere and talking about mental health and rallying everybody up and having everybody feeling like, yeah, we could do anything. And then I leave. What's being done now at this school? Who's taking care of what's now? Okay, so now we are aware. Now we need education. And so the whole thing is like, by going to these schools, I'm trying to leave them with some blueprints of what to do. And that's kind of like sharing my story in any capacity. I just want to leave blueprints of what I've done. And then people need to start filling in the gaps. I always say, first thing I always say when I go to school is like, hi, so whatever you're going to ask me, no matter what it is, I'm going to first tell you to go to therapy. The first thing is to seek out therapy and seek out help for yourself. Because if I could tell you all the things in the world, but if you don't have resources, it's going to be really hard. You're going to struggle. And that's why people struggle, is because resources aren't widely available, So yeah, Hope for the Day, I was kind of a resource for them to kind of travel around. Since COVID, I've kind of had like and this is like a lesson within a lesson for me, for years going around speaking at all these schools. You're reliving the same traumas you've had for 6 years. You're reliving all these things and telling all these stories, and they're stories to you, but you kind of start forgetting that you're still a person that needs mental health help. And for a while, I think I forgot that. I forgot that I was not just a person who gets up there and talks. I'm a person who like deals with this stuff actively. And so COVID for me had been a cool reset. I was starting to dial away from that world of just like in schools and trying to think of new ways to share my story without and what I've learned without having to put myself like on the chopping block every single day, because it was starting to emotionally affect me. I'd come home and I'd sleep for days, or I couldn't emotionally handle stuff in my own community and my own crew of people. I think some of my friendships might have, definitely taken a toll with that. So COVID for me was like a complete reset for me to start concentrating on my mental health again and my journey. And I've been back in full-time therapy. And I think it's important as people who share stuff about ourselves, like not just to share like I did this thing and I overcame it, and you can too. Like it's an ongoing thing. Healing is not linear. Your journey is not linear. You're gonna have ups and downs, and it's okay to always try to get help. So it's been awesome for me to be back in like full-time therapy for a year, and really work on the fundamentals of who I was and who I want to be. And I think that I'm learning new ways to share my story. I think that I'm a guy that, like, obviously when you're in a local band, all you want to do is tour around the country. When you tour around the country, all you want to do is tour around the world. Once you've toured around the world and you've seen all that and you've experienced that and you start, I started speaking to people everywhere. I think that I forgot, maybe not forgot, but I wasn't around my sense of like community again. So COVID's been really cool for me to take the things that I've learned in my life and therapy over the last couple of years, even additional therapy when I was younger, and talk to like my actual friends and family and people in my community, people at my job, that circle around me, instead of being so fixated on the big picture, just kind of like getting back to basics of talking to the people around me in my community and talking to your friends, taking what I tell everybody to go do
and do it for yourself
and actually go do it. Yeah. It was an ego check and a reality check this year for me. But I needed one, and I'm really glad that I'm here on the other side of that, to tell people to still fucking go to therapy. I'm still going to say it to y'all. And I think that I look at my time speaking at schools as a great learning experience for me. And also, I met a lot of rad students that I think are going to change the world. I think they're going to grow up and they're going to change the world. I think that their generation has the power to do more than just dance on TikTok. You know what I mean? They have the power to move mountains, and they just got to believe in that. And then they got to start doing it, because the problems are there, and they see the problems. So it's a matter of their eyes seeing the solution. So I'm glad I could be a part of that for a while. And who knows what my journey will have in the coming years of sharing myself. I've learned to also, respect my privacy a little bit more, and, and my community a little bit more. So I'm glad I got to do that. And I'm glad I got to travel around, but I'm really glad now that I get to impact people on a daily basis who are around me.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you've been able to take this year of COVID where a lot of people have been affected negatively. And for all you know, maybe some of those students who you spoke to in the past, they for the first time experienced some of the stuff during the year of COVID. And hopefully your words kind of remained with them so that they didn't hesitate to get help. Because I know a lot of people were affected negatively by this, but I have a lot of people who've also been able to take this past year to really positively improve on themselves mentally and physically. So that's great to hear that you're a part of that group too. Because like you said, you finally got to do the stuff that you've been telling everyone else to do. So that's amazing.
Yeah,
and I'm happy to hear that.
It's my first real break. I mean, if you think about this, I started Trove immediately after Vanna. We started doing a little bit of light touring. And in between that touring, I was touring around schools. So I've never gotten to take a break. And, it's funny. I've done like interviews before and people go, wow, you just haven't missed a beat. You haven't taken a break. And I look back at interviews. I'm like, yeah, I haven't taken a break. And that's like, I just got to keep on doing that. And I'm like, damn, I needed a break. This was a dude who needed a damn break. And I'm glad that I'm getting that now. And yeah, COVID has been crazy. It's between like any kind of personal lessons that I've learned and family members in and out of like hospitals. And, it's been wild. And I think all of us have been affected by it. I think it's affected every single one of us in one way or another. And really, it's all about your response and how you're going to deal with that. And I luckily, I can't even take credit for it. I just have an amazing partner and amazing friends and community that made sure that I took some time for myself and I'm healing the way that I need to. So yeah, it's been pretty wild. I got into a car accident recently that's changed a lot in my life.
Hope
yeah, I
you're okay.
haven't really even. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. This is all good. It just affected. I was pretty concussed, and it's been a long road. So like something like that, like an injury, like humbling you as well as being humbled this year. It's just like I'm taking all these lessons and I'm just growing and learning and trying to be better. I'm trying to be like this plant behind me, man. I'm just trying to get like stronger and bigger, and then eventually choke out this entire apartment, and then I own it. So yeah. So I'm doing good. I'm glad. I'm not glad that this year and past year happened to anybody, but I can say I'm glad it happened to me for sure.
And that's awesome. And lastly, about Hope for the Day, was that Barack Obama? Did he do the Hope for the Day piece with Johnny? Was that one?
Yeah, so
that was insane.
So I can't remember where we were. I was on a speaking tour actually in down south. And I was, when I do speaking tours, I'm like always talking with Johnny and Christmas and everybody over there, resources. I mean, like I hit those people up. Like I got a kid here. I'm in New Jersey. I got a kid here that's this X, Y, and Z. What can I do? And within like 45 minutes, I get an email from them. Like, here's a link. Here's this stuff. And just, I'm talking literally about what a great resource Hope for the Day is. And one of the teachers was like, oh yeah, President Obama just tweeted about it. And I was like, tweeted about mental health. I was like, yeah, man, like, he knows about, and she just didn't say anything else. And then I got in the bus and I was like, oh my God, President Obama tweeted about Hope for the Day. He's from Chicago. Hope for the Day is based out of Chicago. And it's quickly becoming one of the city's biggest resources and names in mental health. And I think that's attributed to the fact that, everybody over there, goes through mental health issues. Everyone over there is a team of people that are, they're reaching out to the people that are just like them. You know what I mean? But these people are also like doctors and have business degrees and have figured out like just an amazing structure over there. They opened up a coffee shop called Sip of Hope. And I just saw that there's a TV show being based in Sip of Hope about Chicago at Sip of Hope about a mental health cafe. And like Marlon Wayans and I can't remember the man. the girl who used to play Blossom, I can't remember her name. They have a production company, and they're like licensing a show.
Oh, that's dope. I love
about a mental
Marlon
health
Wayans.
cafe. Yeah, like, so I mean, like, I'm like, this is amazing that mental health is coming to a forefront where it's going to be in a show, because that means that it's getting normalized to the point where we can start talking about it anywhere we want. It's on TV. It's going to be a normal thing that's like taught through, you know, and if Hope Today has anything to do with it, it's going to be done correctly. So yeah, same organization. They're just like, they're blowing up. And I think that it's so cool when good, wholesome, amazing shit blows up. That's what I want. That's what you want, right? Just like your favorite band that you think deserves to blow up so much, when they finally like start getting their, like, you know, they start getting their rise. It's amazing to see mental health getting a rise. You know, obviously, just like anything else, you got to watch out, because people will attach their names to something just for like clickbait and all that other stuff. But the way that Hope for the Day does stuff is truly, truly amazing. They help a lot of people out and give resources to a lot of people. So yeah, President Obama should be tweeting about them. President Biden should be tweeting about them. I think that's an important thing for this country is normalizing mental health and making people feel that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah,
you know?
and exactly. It's okay to not be okay. And when I saw that video with Obama, because they went and did a full video, I was just like, wow, that is
crazy.
Incredible. That's insane.
To think about that was started very, very recently in the, you know, basements of venues with band dudes telling their story. To think that's where it started not even that long ago and is already hitting a national audience it's incredible, man. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But it's the power of hard work and honest work.
Yeah, and that was fun, because every day at Warped Tour, Johnny was going up on stage and always shouting out the positive message. So I love to see that, and I love to see you be a part of that. So I know that you've got plenty of stuff in the works for the next year, it sounds like, in regards to visuals and songs and stuff. Do you have anything else planned for 2021 as the world looks like it might start to open up possibly? Yeah,
I'm going to travel with my wife more. I'm going to travel with her. She's been my rock through everything. I've been with her for 12 years. I'm going to take her to places and put her in a bikini. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm going to lay on a beach. I'm going to lay on the beach and put my wife in a tiny ass bikini, and I'm going to get her any drink she wants, and we're going to swim with dolphins and do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I just got to get away. And it's important for me as a guy who's lived most of my relationship on the road. I'm taking advantage and restructuring my life to be like, cool. And like, this is like mommy and daddy time. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times that she's sacrificed almost every birthday and anniversary ever. So that girl deserves a daiquiri on a beach.
So that's what you'll be looking forward to, and you guys deserve it. That's
and I'll be snapping hot pics of her the entire time.
Yes,
so.
That's a good man, a supportive man right there, and that's all great, dude. I love hearing about it all from the filmmaking side, which I can't wait for us to talk more about that in the future.
Yep.
To the music stuff and everything. Is there anything else that you want to touch on? Did we cover a good chunk of topics to talk about related to Davey right now?
Let's see. Let's recap here. Trove has a new record out. Go listen to it.
World, by the way, check it out. Dropped the day after Christmas.
Called World. That's right. I like taking photos. Go to therapy. And I'm going to put my wife in a bikini. I think we got them all, man. I think we're good.
I think that's everything. Well, thank you. Thanks for chatting. Why? By the way, I've never known. How do you pronounce your last name?
Muse.
It's Muse.
Like,
okay, the I threw me off.
Yeah, just Muse. The I always throws people off. So just think about it like this. Just think there's no I in Muse. That's all.
Okay. There's no I in Muse. But yes, the new album is World. I love it. I can't wait to see the other visuals that you work on in the future. And
thank you, brother.
I'm glad to hear that this past year has been so well for you in regards to just being able to focus on yourself and become a plants dad as well. So that's all good. But dude, thank you for chatting. Next time you're around LA, I would love to link up, and we got to stay in touch. I'd love to just be chatting more, and whenever we want to hit each other up.
Thank you for getting me on video. I did my hair just for you, so thank you.
It looks great. You should also be on a beach in a tiny bikini drinking a daiquiri because you earned it.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a photo of that.
Yes, okay. But I always feel bad when I hang up because it just ends our lovely conversation. But with that, stay in touch, man. I'm glad you're well.
All right, buddy.
And I look forward to chatting more and can't wait to hear what you have to do in the future.
Thanks again, man. I appreciate you.
Peace. Okay, everybody, that was my chat with Davey Muise of Trove. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out Trove's latest album, World. It is so good, and I love to hear that Davey has had a hand in the music video production side of that as well. That is awesome. I'm once again Nick Major. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nick_Major and TikTok at Nick.Major, where I post really dumb videos. And of course, as always, follow Idobi Radio to be up to date with all the latest news, interviews, music updates, and more. Give this video a like, leave a comment, maybe tag a friend you think would enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching it. See you next time.